Wsgw.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. And I'm coming to you this morning from my home studio, the Saginaw Spirit Home Studio. And of course, our program is brought to you by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty. For all of your residential, commercial real estate needs, give Linda a call. Let her go to work for you at 989-295-7713. Pinnacle Realty, inside the point at M46 and M47 in Saginaw Township, where you will also find Cafe 476 and its delicious soups and foods and beverages. So there you go. Thank you, Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty, for sponsoring our program here on WSGW. On Focus today, we will focus on the Home Builders Association of Saginaw. But for now, the next couple of hours are open lines, whatever you'd like to talk about. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111, toll-free 866-790-WSGW. We will take a look at the upcoming retirement of Justice Breyer on the Supreme Court and what that means for the future of the court. But we always defer to calls, and we have Chris in Tittabawassee Township waiting for us. Chris, good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
I disagree with Pat's assertion the movie 1941 was a bad film. My second point, okay, have you heard that the FDA has disallowed the use of monoclonal antibody treatment for COVID patients? They
Well, it wasn't
does not work against Omicron.
It wasn't the SBA.
However, the Food and Drug Administration.
Yeah, the FDA. I thought you said SBA. No, FDA. Yes.
Oh, my slurred speech.
That's all right. My bad hearing. Go ahead.
That's okay. They say it doesn't work against Omicron, but they never said anything that the original strain of COVID and the Delta. How are they just disappeared into the noogosphere that this treatment would still help?
Because very few cases are those anymore. The Omicron variant literally took over.
All right.
I mean, that's the bottom line. But you know, as far as I'm concerned, if the monoclonal treatments work, they should be left in place.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Now, I don't know what the studies are. I'm certainly not a biophysicist or immunologist or anything like that. But I mean, if there are studies that say the monoclonals do no good against Omicron, well, then they're a waste of time, and why bother? But I don't know about those studies, so I can't tell you.
Yeah, and until you get tested and find out what strain you've got, you don't know. And
yeah, well, by the time you get tested, that means you already have it. So
well, right. But that's the time to get the treatment.
Early on, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, good enough, Chris. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye now. And that opens the lines for you. That's the way it works. Call up. You got something on your mind? Well, let's talk about it. All right. Justice Stephen Breyer is scheduled, at least they say he's scheduled today to be with the president to formally announce his retirement from the Supreme Court. And he will do what previous ones were not able to do. He will retire, and likely the sitting president will be able to replace him with someone with his same political bent, if you will. He's always been considered to be a moderate liberal on the court. I think that the president will probably, and has the right to, appoint a pure liberal, no two ways about it. And the president has also said that he will nominate a black woman to the court. So who are the contenders? Well, there is a U.S. Circuit Court Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson of the Court of Appeals of the District of Columbia that appears to be the leading contender, a former Breyer law clerk. Also, Leandra Kruger, justice on California's Supreme Court. Here is the thing. We've all seen these lists before, and then time for the president, whoever it is, to make the nomination. It's somebody else. And in this particular case, there is a lot of speculation, although it's just that he might choose to nominate Kamala Harris to the Supreme Court, because it would do a couple of things. It would, first of all, fulfill his obligation or his desire to put a black woman on the court or a woman of color. It would also remove Harris from the White House, where her ratings are less than the president's ratings. And the White House hasn't been sure what to do with her all this time. It would be an interesting choice if he would have put Harris on the Supreme Court. Either way, this will be probably the least contentious Supreme Court hearing in a long time, mainly because it will not change the makeup of the court at all. It will replace one liberal with another liberal, which is fine. That's what presidents do. The only time it works the other way was like Donald Trump, who put 3 conservatives on the court because he was able to make those many selections. It is probably the most important presidential power that there is, because it has the most lasting effect on society. They're lifetime appointments, and they can literally change the game with a decision. So I've always believed that that there are 2 very significant powers of the president. Number 1 being the ability to appoint Supreme Court justices, and number 2, commander-in-chief of the military, obviously. So if you have some thoughts on it, give us a call. We'll talk about it. Otherwise, whatever else you'd like to talk about. John is in Freeland, so we'll go next to John. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art. How are you doing?
We're doing all right.
Good. Art, this is about the Omicron virus, I guess, is what we're dealing with right now. Now, I'm kind of confused, mostly because I listen to the radio and different news stations, and I thought all along the Omicron virus was not as severe, nowhere near as bad as what Delta or the COVID was.
Well, here's the thing about it. The symptoms of Omicron are not as severe, but the contagion is greater. It is far more contagious, but less devastating to the system. Let's put it that way. Okay, so you don't get as sick, but you have a greater chance of catching it.
Yep. All right. So here we are. The monoclonal antibodies, they say, no, don't need them anymore. So it sounds like COVID's gone. Delta's gone, according to that rationality. And so what are the hospitals so full right now from everything I hear? And mind you, that's on our news channels, which I don't put a lot of stock in that. But that's all you got.
Here's the reason. They will tell you that the overwhelming majority of people in the hospital are unvaccinated, and probably the ones that are sicker have comorbidity, some kind of underlying problem. So, there are people on ventilators with Omicron, but it's because of underlying problems, not just the Omicron itself. There's always going to be exceptions. Nothing.
Well, I understand that there's exceptions to the regular flu that we get.
You got it.
And, people die from that, of course, unfortunately. But I hate to admit this, out loud, but I'm kind of a conspiracist thinking type person. And you look at, we have what, two large hospitals here in Saginaw, Ascensions and Covenant. And you know, you or I couldn't go into one of them if we wanted to without having to jump through I don't know how many hoops to get in there. And even if we could then, without having I don't know, for a while, even a loved one couldn't get into them. So it's like, you know, there's a lot of things that kind of really don't add up to me with
they
what
wouldn't.
I'm being told.
They didn't want people coming in there because they didn't want to infect anybody. Hospitals are petri dishes. I mean, you know, where else would you go to find that many people with a disease? Why would you want to go in?
I mean, to verify what we're being told all the time.
Well,
I
mean, you could choose. You could choose not to believe it, and you can. There are all kinds of theories out there as to, you know, the money factor and everything else. I don't see the big advantage of not being honest about it.
I don't either. I have a hard time, but then again, I'm kind of a regular type thinking person, and I think you are, and a lot of the country is, and you know, I don't know.
Yep. All right. Well, there's the answer, though. The answer is we don't know. That's the answer. That is the answer. And will we ever? I don't know. I agree.
All
right, John.
On that for sure.
Have a good one, my friend. Thanks for calling.
Yep.
Bye-bye
Yep.
now.
Bye.
Take a break, and then we'll be back. Scott, hang on. You'll be next.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here always giving you the deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Uplift Creative Center, Joyce's Purple Palette, Woody's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
What's the one way the top 1% sustain generational wealth? By investing in blue chip art. And now, Masterworks is revolutionizing the art market, allowing everyone to invest in works by iconic artists like Picasso, Banksy, and Monet. So you can invest in $1 million paintings without being a millionaire. Key Networks listeners receive priority access to their newest offerings. Get started at masterworks.art/key. See important disclaimer.io/disclaimer.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-826-9895. That's 800-826-9895. 800-826-9895.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business.
Economy bounced back stronger than expected at the end of last year. The gross domestic product in the fourth quarter increased 6.9%. Economists were predicting an increase of 5.5%. though the reading was taken before the full impact of the Omicron variant of COVID. Durable goods orders for expensive manufactured things declined 0.9% in December. The number of new claims for unemployment benefits declined to 260,000 last week. That number in line with forecasts. McDonald's says its sales at existing stores in the U.S. rose 7.5% in the recent quarter. It was helped by fried chicken sandwiches, though Wall Street was expecting stronger earnings from McDonald's. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
With each mortgage-free home, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation delivers on its promise to do good and never forget the sacrifices America's greatest heroes have made for us. These heroes who have risked their lives for our country and our communities need your help now more than ever. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. T.org. That's T2T.org.
You and your phone have been through a lot this past year. It's been your lifeline to the world. And now some big wireless company is telling you got to buy a new phone from them and sign their contract? They don't control you. With Tracfone Wireless, you can keep the phone, number, and network you already have. Already got a 5G phone? Keep that too. Because Tracfone runs on America's best networks now with 5G nationwide. Plus, we've got unlimited talk and text smartphone plans starting at just $20. Tracfone Wireless. Now you're in control. 5G nationwide access requires a 5G capable device. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Why do is as low as $0 and 90-day refills? Because we care about Medicare, so you don't have to. I mean, do you really care to hear me go on about same-day prescription delivery making your life easier? Or how there's a pharmacy expert available 24/7 and one-click refills? Well, I just did anyways. Fill your Medicare prescriptions with Walgreens and save.
$0 copays apply to Tier 1 generic drugs and select plans with Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy. Restrictions apply. See walgreens.com/Medicare for complete details.
This is a test. WSGW is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This is a test of the emergency alert system on WSGW. Equipment that can quickly warn you during emergencies is being tested. WSGW serves Saginaw, Bay, and Midland counties, along with the surrounding area. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system on WSGW.
On the net. Joe? Man, the Supreme Court fight is going to be fun. Is that what we consider fun? You promise?
Mark Lee, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. We'll get back to our phones. Scott is in Saginaw. So we say good morning to Scott.
Hey, good morning, Art.
Morning.
I got a subject that we do know a little bit about, and that's this administration last year. I'd like to kind of bring up a few strengths that the Biden administration has shown. So up to date, today we are now in our second country where Americans are fleeing because this president told them, you better leave. In the first country, we still have hundreds of Americans still trapped.
Yeah.
Some are behind enemy. Well, they are behind hostile enemy lines, being hunted down, raped, murdered. And the president just said the other day about this decision, I don't regret it.
Yep.
But let's continue on here. We had the Baghdad embassy continuously being bombed. North Korea lobbing missiles every other day. The 19 American hostages that were held in Haiti seen the and escaped themselves because they knew there was no help coming from this administration. And so once again, this administration will not send military unless it is helping themselves. So I fear for these people in Ukraine. This president's not going to do anything. I think he's probably working with Putin to oust.
No. I'm going to stop you there. No, I'm going to stop you there because this is more than the United States versus Putin. This is NATO, and all those other allies are involved. So we're not going to lay that one on him. Let's, if you're going to criticize, then you also have to be honest about it. And so this is not Biden working with Putin. You've got NATO involved, and NATO's against him. NATO's against Putin too. So it's not a one-man horse show.
Hold on. Well, let's hold on here. The president's lying because he said him and Blinken both said we're sending aid to the Ukraine. No, they are not sending aid. They have shipped equipment that Ukraine purchased months ago in an AIDS package. So this administration still has not lifted a finger to help them. All they did now with our military said, well, hey, you guys might want to just be ready. They're not sending them. Biden already said, we will not send soldiers into the Ukraine. So he's not helping Ukraine at all. And Putin, because if you look back at the second impeachment or the first impeachment, what was that about? That was about Biden, Hunter, and this guy here in the Ukraine. So I don't see Biden trying to help that man at all. Biden's a petty little man, and I could see
Yeah.
him putting his little feelings first. That's just my opinion.
No, I understand that, Scott. I understand that. All right. Appreciate the call, as always.
All right, thanks.
You bet. All right, let's talk to Al in Midland. Al, good morning.
Good morning, Arthur, and thank you for inviting me into the
Sure.
conversations. Hey, first of all, it was interesting watching Amy Schneider.
Yeah, I have it on my list to talk
Very
about.
easy question.
Yeah, I was surprised. I wasn't home, but my wife had recorded it, so I watched the end, and it was surprising. But
Yeah.
listen, they all fall at one time or another.
Yeah. I think she was running out of gas or running out of steam, and part of it was that it was getting monotonous or tiring to her, whether she
I
showed
don't
it
know.
or not.
I don't know.
She probably had it in the background.
Who knows?
Wanted to thank you for Danny Van the other day. What a wonderful guy.
Yeah, Danny's a good guy.
At a discount. When he had a pre-order or whatever it was,
Yeah.
the thing
Yeah.
where you buy it ahead of time, and
Right.
I think $1.99 or something like that. What a great book! What a great fellow.
Yeah, Danny's a good guy. He's smart.
So wonderful.
And he's lived it. I mean, it's not, it's not somebody writing without knowledge. He lived it.
Right.
He knows exactly what he's talking about.
Right, and that's the important thing. He speaks from experience. He's had this knowledge. He knows it from the inside out. And what a great fellow.
Yeah, I'll pass that on to him.
Really, really a great program. And if you ever get a chance to get him on again,
Oh, I will.
a
I
few
will.
more times, because man, what that message really needs
Yeah.
to get out. What a, I grew up in a loving house like you did, but not every child does. And
Yep. Boy, I'll tell you, when you hear the stories, and he hasn't told them all. I mean, we haven't had time to get all of them out there.
right.
I'll get him on again. There's a couple of people that you're going to hear several times probably in the next year. Danny may be one of them. Paul White in Midland may be the other, who's a positive speaker.
I'm looking for his book.
It's not out yet.
Yeah, I realize that. I looked.
He doesn't have a publisher yet. So
He can publish it in himself.
yeah, eventually, if he has to, he would. But he's looking right now. He's looking for a publisher.
Yeah, even Amazon will help him out a little bit.
Well, what they've told him, what the publishers, the literary agents have told him, is they're looking for people that have big social media presence,
I understand
because that helps sell the book, so to speak. But Paul is determined; he'll get it done.
Yeah, but we got a lot of people with social influences in the news media that sell crappy books.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That's
But the key,
that's a poor.
well, but the key there is sell.
Yeah,
It's not a matter of content; it's a matter of sell. So.
Hey, happy birthday to Dave Maurer too.
All right, yeah, happy birthday, Dave.
If I don't get to you on Saturday or whenever,
The week from
early
Saturday.
happy birthday to you too.
Thank you, appreciate it. All right, Al.
Bye now.
Have a good one. Bye now.
Bye now, sir.
And let me see here. Russ is in Midland. Russ, good morning. Russ, you there? Hello, Russ. Hello.
Hey, it's Russ in Bay City.
Oh, they have Midland down here. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I just wondered if you had noticed a little spit for spat on Spotify.
Yeah.
It was funnier than hell. It was Neil Young, who gets like 5 downloads a month, saying me or Joe Rogan 1 million downloads per day, and Spotify was, by Felicia. Yeah, I thought it was so funny that he thought he was that relevant still.
No, he's not alone though. There are others who've done the same thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I put him
It's
on the
cumulative.
same category as Jerry Mathers. I mean, all right, you were popular 50 years ago. This isn't 1969 anymore.
Yeah, maybe, but he's got a right to express himself, and he's got a right to control his music. So whether he gets 5 downloads or 500 downloads doesn't make much difference.
He sold his music out to Sony.
Right, like everybody else has, like the world has.
But I mean, yeah, so he don't have a right to his music at all, really, not legally anyway. He sold that.
Well, he may have some rights left. You don't know what the contracts say. It's hard to know. But listen, let's listen. This is
it's good to see something in the news that'll make you laugh instead of cry for a while.
All right, Russ. Have a good one. You too. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
All right, Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111, toll free 866-790 WSGW. We will return with more.
Did you know we lose up to 20% indoors? Let the experts at Westside Decorating show you how to keep your home cozy with insulating shades and draperies. This is Sonia. Call us today at 989-793-6182 for your in-home consultation. We'll bring samples to you or visit our showroom and see our new flooring and carpeting options. Westside Decorating Center, 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. The rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
When you fill your prescriptions at Walgreens, you can track the progress of your order in real time. Know the price of your prescriptions before you go to pick them up. And anytime you have questions, use Pharmacy Chat to ask an expert 24 hours a day. Help with your meds from Walgreens. Side effects may include breathing a little easier because your prescription stress melted away. Learn more.
This price isn't final. This is an estimated price based on your insurance coverage.
Watching TaxSlayer calculate your refund feels like climbing to the apex of a roller coaster.
Here we go!
And flying down the tracks. At maximum refund speed. File for free with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
This is a crime alert from James Finch, former Assistant Director of Crimes Division.
Your home's title is the only document that proves you own your home. And now cyber criminals are able to forge our names off our home's title and claim they own it. It's a nightmare crime. Watch a video of a former cyber thief who now trains police, show how it's done, and how Home Title Lock could have stopped him. Visit HomeTitleLock.com/radio. HomeTitleLock.com/radio.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for .com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
Lionel Richie is going to be honored. The Library of Congress bestowing the Gershwin Prize for Popular Song upon Lionel Richie.
Oh.
Is there a better musical story we could have this morning than this story?
Well, Charlie, it's funny that you say that because guess what? There is. If Lionel decides that he wants to play at Pine Knob, he'll be able to say he's playing at Pine Knob. Pine Knob is Pine Knob again.
Which is what everybody called it anyway.
The
naming contract ran out.
Yeah, the naming contract ran out for your first Pine Knob concert.
Me, Jay Giles.
Dave?
It was a Motown, actually.
Oh, nice. I'm a little ashamed to name mine, but I went to 80s hairband night, and that was Dokken, Cinderella, and the headliner, Poison. Whoa!
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I once saw Barry Manilow there, too.
Well, hey, Barry, that's all right.
It was one of the best concerts I ever saw in my life.
I bet.
At Pine Knob.
The weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
You are in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
And back with you in my Saginaw Spirit home studio. Back to our phones. Errol is in Saginaw. Errol, good morning.
Good morning. Trumpies just will not give it up. Well, anyways, that is what I'm calling about. Do you remember the Gomer Explorer and what we did
Yeah,
with it?
the EPA vessel that was based in Bay City.
No.
No, which one are you talking about?
Explorer is the one that Gomer Explorer is the one that recovered the Russian submarine.
Oh, my goodness, that goes back away. Yeah, that's right. I forgot all about that.
Well, I'm old.
So am I.
We recovered that Russian submarine, okay? Because it's got to go to the South China Sea to recover that F-35 that just went to the bottom of the South China Sea, and China's got ice. But until it gets there, I think we can just park a submarine over top of the damn thing, and no one's going to get at it. You know, this is our most advanced fighter in the world. We do not want anyone else to know what's going on in that.
Yeah, they probably do anyway, but yes, you're right.
You know, but the first thing that came to mind, where's Howard Hughes' toy when we need it? You know, and there'll be, I don't know how deep the water it's in. I've been trying to find out, but I haven't been able to locate that.
I don't know.
Yet. Oh, by the way, you got an application coming for the Siberian Marathon?
No, I won't be participating.
Well, you two, take a look on YouTube. You can probably compete in that, sir.
I don't think I want to. I'm not a fan of that kind of weather.
I'm not a fan of this weather.
Yeah, well, it's about the same.
Yeah. Okay, Art. Bye-bye.
All right, take care, Earl. Bye-bye now. All right, let's talk to Paul in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art. Three quick issues. Now that these West Coast wildfires are under control, our winter seems to be back to normal the way it used to be, and this global warming business is hiding in a foxhole.
Well, hang on a minute now. Hang on a minute. They don't call it global warming anymore. Now they call it climate change.
Correct. You got that right.
So,
yep. All right. Next issue. I would have liked to ask Stephen Shippey when he was on your show, what role do Wicca practitioners play in demonic possession and haunted houses?
Next time I have him on, I'll ask him.
Opinion of that.
I have no idea.
That'd be a good one to ask. The last issue is on Governor her speech yesterday. She said she wants to eliminate the pension tax on retirees.
Right.
And I quote, because it's a scheme to get business a tax break. That's what she says, unquote. But originally, Snyder and the Republicans put that pension tax in to balance the budget because no taxes were paid over a 30, 40-year period through the years on earned income on pensions. That pension tax was put in there for a reason.
Yeah, but was it a good reason?
Is not rich.
Was it a good reason?
Well, it did balance the budget.
On the backs of pensioners?
Yeah, but we're not talking low pensioners. I get a pension, but I don't pay no pension tax because it ain't high enough.
You're sure about that? When you do your taxes, your state taxes, and you put that in there as part of your income, you're telling me that none of your state tax is because of that money in your pension?
Well, I have two annuities to go with my Social Security, and I spread it out over a 10-year period. And so I don't pay any. My income isn't high enough to pay that pension tax.
Oh, well, okay, then you're all right. Good.
Yeah.
But there are people in the middle who do pay it. I pay it.
Right. Well,
and I'm not wealthy.
The higher income.
And I'm not higher income.
Why that pension tax was put in there for the higher income pensioners.
Yeah, it's been in, it's been out. It's been in, it's been out.
Yeah. So, that pension taxes, she wants to eliminate all of it. So I think some of it should stay in for the higher income pensioners so they pay their fair share because they had.
All right, I'm going to stop you right there. Paul, tell me this. Paul, tell me this.
Okay.
What's their fair share? Give me a number.
Well, I'm not an expert on that. I can't give that to you.
Well, if
But-
let's look at the federal taxes. You hear that all the time. The president has said they got to pay their fair share. They already pay for most of the federal budget as it is. What's the fair share? Nobody ever puts a number on it. Their fair share is always you need to pay more than you're paying. That's what they consider to be the fair share. Well, there's nothing fair about that.
Well, let's put it this way: a fair share would be if you're making close to 100,000 or more, that would be a fair share to me. So,
What do you mean by that?
Well, if a pensioner,
If you're making 100,000, let's put it this way: if your combined income, let's talk about combined income, no matter how you get it.
all right.
So let's say your combined income is your $100,000 mark. What's your fair share? The tax law says it's whatever the percentage is, 28% or whatever your bracket you're in. Is there something wrong with that?
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
So you're paying your fair share
right there. That's fair right there. Because they are paying some taxes.
Yeah.
A fair share would there would not be a fair share if you don't pay any taxes and you're high income.
Well, I would agree with that. However,
no taxes,
however,
all right.
If the laws allow you to take those deductions that put you in a zero bracket, then we need to look at the laws themselves. But all this conversation about fair share, never putting a number on it, when indeed the top 1% in this country pay the overwhelming largest portion of taxes, nobody ever says what the fair share is. It's always, more than what you're paying now. Well, what's the limit? Where's the sky? Where's the cap? It always bugged me that it's
the experts.
It always bugged me. Well, it's not the experts; it's the politicians that are saying it.
Right. Well, the politicians are doing it for votes.
Well, exactly.
The
Bingo.
governor's doing this. Okay, the governor's largest contributor is from the unions, and the unions compared to other pensioners.
Yep.
And so she's pandering to her voters.
Yeah,
the
maybe.
Democratic union voters with this elimination pension tax.
Maybe that's what politicians do, though.
Right.
So nothing unusual there. All right, Paul. I got to take a break. I'm running up against the clock.
All right.
All right,
Okay.
Mark, hang on. We'll get to you next here on WSGW. We talked to you about my friends at the Thalen Auto Group, talking about pre-owned vehicles. If you're looking to move up in a vehicle, I'd suggest you visit the Thalen Auto dealerships on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City, because they have hundreds of vehicles, probably the largest selection in the Great Lakes Bay region in one place, because they've got all those dealerships side by side on North Euclid Avenue. And they scour the market for additional cars, not only just the ones they take and trade. They bring them up to their exacting standards, and it's your one-stop shop for fully inspected used vehicles. Now, also shop for pre-certified vehicles from Audi, Volkswagen, Subaru, Mazda, Honda, Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Those are all the dealerships they have there. Don't spend your days going from dealership to find a good selection. Either stop in at the Thalen Auto Group on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City, or go online to thinkthalen.com and check out their inventory. And remember this, the Thalen family has been serving your automotive needs for about 45 years now. They know what they're doing, and they'd love to have you in their customer family. We will be back right after these notes.
Attention hunters, gun collectors, and firearm enthusiasts. The Bay City Gun and Knife Show will be held this Sunday, January 30th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the DoubleTree Hotel. Admission is just $6. Children 14 and under are free. Dealers and collectors from across Michigan will be on hand buying, selling, and trading firearms, knives, sports collectibles, and much more. Need cash? Bring in your old U.S., German, or Japanese military relics, as representatives from the Michigan Traveling Military Museum will be there paying top dollar for collectible firearms, swords, and daggers. Sunday at the DoubleTree will be your chance to pick up that special firearm, knife, or similar item you've always wanted. What a great day to get out of the house following the recent winter weather and enjoying looking over all that'll be on display. And it all happens this Sunday, January 30th at the Bay City Gun and Knife Show at the DoubleTree Hotel in Bay City. Hours are 9 to 3. For more information or directions, go to www.gunshowtrader.com.
It's totally normal to be constipated with belly pain, straining, and...
No way. You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives to help relieve belly pain and let you have more frequent and complete bowel movements. Individual results may vary. Do not give to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Today, you may be able to save on Linzess and make fewer trips to the pharmacy. See if you're eligible to pay as little as $30 for 90 days. Visit linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
Sunday, it's the championship round of the NFL playoffs as we bring you a special doubleheader. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew for all the action. First, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs host Joe Burrow and the Bengals in the AFC title game. Rivals battle each other for the NFC Championship when the Rams take on the 49ers. Who will advance to Super Bowl 56 in Los Angeles? Hear the playoff picture unfold right here.
This Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW.
Hi, welcome back here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show. Mark is in, today he's in Bay City. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
We're doing well, thanks.
Hey, I wanted to get your thoughts on something. During the campaign, a lot of pearl clutching was going on when Trump was in office because of mean tweets, and a lot of people didn't vote for him because of mean tweets. That being said, under that administration that's in office now, during his campaign with the 3 cars honking, he said he will not tolerate any bullying whatsoever. In his administration, be fired on the spot. That being said, the other day, contributor was, I would say, bullied with a hot mic from Biden saying that,
the SOB comment,
correct, So, by his own words, would he not be fired for that, or am I reading too much into that?
Well, you're reading too much into it, because the reality is if every politician were fired for every comment they made, we wouldn't have any politicians. That's the bottom line, isn't it? They're all like that. I mean, they all say one thing and do something else. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately.
Well, it's just like on any federal property or government property, you're supposed to wear it, I believe. But yet we see flights turn around, which I know it's not a government property, but we see flights being turned around for somebody not wearing a mask. And it puts everybody that is complying, in an awkward situation. Why can't we just wait for that plane to land and then deal with that individual? I just don't get the turning of planes around.
Well, sometimes it's because the ruckus is considered to be hazardous to the flight. You have somebody who's out of control. It could be dangerous to passengers, not just sitting there saying, no, I'm sorry, I'm not wearing my mask, but they sometimes get violent, and nobody knows who's that violent person, so they don't take the chance.
Would it be extreme to say on cops, they used to put spit bags over people that would spit on police officers and stuff like that? To keep the flight moving, would it be okay to put a bag on it over their head?
First of all, you'd have to get it on their head. You're enticing the violence. It's far safer for that plane to land than to try and take action in the air and not know the reaction of the person you're working with. Would they have to be held down? Who's going to hold them down? It's the airlines consider it a dangerous situation, so they do. They do what they believe is the safest thing to do in the situation, and the call is the captain's.
Right.
So they do
Well, I
what
just
they
hate that
believe,
if
you know.
Locked down for 2 years, you finally get on the plane, and then you got to halfway to your destination, you got to turn around.
Yep, well,
Man, I don't know.
Yep, well, talk to the person that caused it.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
hear
bottom
you.
line. All right, got to run, man.
Yep.
Take care. Bye-bye now. We'll take our last break. Roger and Tim, you're going to have to call back next hour. We will continue open phones next hour here on the Art Lewis Show.
For extraordinary care in the Great Lakes Bay region, you know just where to go.
Oh, yeah, Covenant Healthcare.
But when you need to decide whether to go to emergency, urgent care, or your primary care provider,
Well, let me get back to you on that.
here's how to get the right care in the right place at Covenant. See your primary care doctor for ongoing non-urgent complaints like joint or muscle pain, digestive issues, mild headaches, etc. If it's after your doctor's can't wait, come to a MedExpress urgent care location. It's the perfect choice for ear infections, respiratory illness, sprains, stomach aches, and so on. Virtual urgent care and doctor visits are also available. Finally, call 911 or go directly to emergency if you have heart attack or stroke symptoms or any severe injury. Still not sure? Call or text Covenant Care Connect at 989-583-3135 and we'll help you decide. Covenant Healthcare.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Applied Training Solutions in Midland. Person private event, 60-minute firearm virtual. Only $50. It's usually $100, but you are getting it half off. Or you can also take a CPL class from Applied Training Solutions for only $75. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, you get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug. It's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, N-A-V, knows healthy life.
Here's what's coming up this week on Outdoor Magazine. First, Matt Taggett of Wrecked Broadheads talks about the search for shed whitetail antlers. In hour number 2, it's the airborne angler, Martin Saliga, talking about ice conditions on Saginaw Bay, plus this week's Ask Avery segment. And in hour number 3, we're talking with Tom Lounsbury about all things outdoors here in the wintertime in the great state of Michigan. Listen Saturday mornings at 6 and Sundays at 9 on WSGW.
That'll do it for this hour. We will be back with another hour of open phones. Following the news, we have CBS News coming up at the top of the hour, and then the local report for you. We'll be back. It's an open line Thursday today. More ahead after the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios.
This is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The economy boomed in 2021. Numbers from the Commerce Department show the nation's gross domestic product, or GDP, expanded by 5.7%. That's second only to the record of 7.2% when Ronald Reagan was president. A note of caution from CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Economists warned that the numbers could start to fall off. The COVID variant Omicron likely dented growth towards the end of the year.
up in January figures. President Biden's issued a statement crediting his economic strategy and pointing out it's the first time in 20 years the U.S. economy has grown faster than China's. 83-year-old Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer goes to the White House today to officially announce he'll retire and pave the way for Mr. Biden to nominate a new liberal-leaning justice. He's promised it will be a black woman. Correspondent Jan Crawford.
The top candidates all are judges. The frontrunner, 51-year-old federal appeals court judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, a Harvard Law School graduate who was a law clerk for Justice Breyer.
Now, President Biden's shortlist has several other highly qualified African-American women, including California Supreme Court Justice Leondra Kruger, South Carolina Federal Judge Michelle Childs.
Russia says the U.S. written response to its demands on Ukraine leaves little ground for optimism as all signs continue to point to a Russian invasion. Correspondent Holly Williams is
Michael's Golden Domed Monastery in Kiev, where the faithful have worshipped for over 900 years. Some Ukrainians told us they're praying for peace. This woman said she hopes God will talk some sense into Russia.
People in the Northeast in this country are making plans to stay indoors. Meteorologist David Parkinson says a winter storm system could bring blizzard conditions this weekend.
Get out to Long Island, it's going to really ramp up quickly, probably over a foot there. And then as you go into eastern portions of Connecticut, so east of New London, that's where you're going to be over a foot.
This is Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Holocaust survivor Eric Hirsch says he'll never forget the day he arrived at Nazi death camp Auschwitz.
When we came to Auschwitz, if you were chosen to live, you got a number on your arm. And I got B76.
BBC, he lied to the guards and said he was older. He says he was lucky to have been chosen to live. Elaine Cobb, CBS News.
The Dow is up 495 points. This is CBS News.
Looking for quality candidates this new year? Look no further than Indeed. Our new video interview tool takes the hassle out of virtual hiring. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
When you're on the job, time is money. Get back to work faster when you buy online and pick up at your local Menards store. Simply order and pay for the materials you need on the Menards app or Menards.com. Then drive to your favorite Menards store and load up your materials or have it delivered directly to the job site. Save time and money when you order online with Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Watching TaxSlayer calculate your refund. Climbing to the apex of a roller coaster.
Here we go!
And flying down the tracks. At maximum refund speed. File for free with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 20 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Rocha. State Representative Timmy Beeson is criticizing Governor Gretchen Whitmer following her State of the State address yesterday. He says the governor claimed credit for small business relief, but wondered where that help was last year.
These businesses that are going to get help in the next 45 to 90 days could have received this
The struggle was real, even more so than now, because some of them have now closed and they don't have the opportunity to get this funding. This should have been done last March.
Beeson says while the governor claimed credit for afflicted business relief yesterday, she also vetoed similar relief in legislation he sponsored a year ago. The Midland County Health and Human Services Council has shared results from a recent survey detailing physical and mental health gaps within the county. The COVID-19 pandemic has effectively set many areas of health and wellness back as the focus of caregivers has been the prevention and treatment of the virus. Medical Director of the Midland County Department of Public Health, Dr. Catherine Bodnar, provided some examples.
Our hospital and overwhelmed at times, leading to resource strain and staff burnout. There's also a decline in preventive measures such as routine vaccinations, screening for early disease. When that gets negatively impacted, puts the population at risk for late detection of serious health problems and also potentially worse outcomes.
Bodnar says that vaccination is the way out of the pandemic. She urges anyone age 5 and older to get their vaccine and anyone age 12 and over, if eligible, to get their booster shots. WSGW News Time 10:07.
Grab your silk top hat and your best flapper dress and foxtrot the night away with the dishes. Feathers and Fedoras, a Roaring 20s gala benefiting independent living programs for people with disabilities. Saturday, February 12th. Enjoy delicious food. Dance to the music by Stone Street Revival. Find Lady Luck at the casino. Hit the speakeasy for Giggle Waters. Tickets are $50 per person. RSVP at www.dnmm.org/FAF. Feathers and Fedoras. Saturday, February 12th at Horizons Conference Center in Saginaw.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Applied Training Solutions in Midland. You can get a 4-person private event, 60-minute firearm virtual training. It's usually $100, but you are getting it half off. Or you can also take a CPL class from Applied Training Solutions for only $75. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
WSGW News Time 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. A Michigan professor who was suspended for making a sarcastic video for students, which included profanity and criticism of university COVID-19 policies, is asking a judge to immediately reinstate him. It's been 2 weeks since Barry Miller was suspended by Ferris State University. Attorneys for Miller amendment rights were violated. In the video, Miller covers a range of topics, including grades, attendance, COVID-19, and the HBO series Deadwood. He calls students vectors of disease and say they could get a good grade by skipping in-person classes and following course requirements posted online. Ferris State's president says he was appalled by the video. Miller says it was just a performance. It's been seen more than 500,000 times on YouTube. A Beaumont health expert says a COVID booster is a must for maximum protection from the virus.
Beaumont Health is seeing a decline in COVID-19 patients across their health system. Most patients in the hospital are unvaccinated, but for those who are vaccinated,
the people who are vaccinated are almost exclusively unboosted.
That's Dr. Matthew Sims, Director of Infectious Disease Research for Beaumont Health.
As we know, Omicron has changed so much that you really need the booster. You get some protection from just being vaccinated, but you get more protection if you have the booster.
An attorney for Michigan's Redistricting Commission is defending new maps for seats in Congress and the legislature. Catherine McKnight urged the state Supreme Court to dismiss a challenge filed by black lawmakers. The law is redrawn because the maps reduce the number of seats where black residents account for a majority of the voting age population. But McKnight says minorities will have greater influence because the population has been placed in more districts, especially in the Detroit area. The lawsuit challenges the work of a commission that was created by voters to take map making out of the hands of politicians. More than 130 hearings were open to the public before new boundaries were approved in December. WSGW News Time 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. We'll see a few scattered snow showers possible late today, otherwise mostly cloudy skies with a high in the upper 20s. Breezy winds out of the southwest around 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting as high as 30. And for tonight, we'll see decreasing cloud cover with a low around 5 above. Friday morning. around 15 degrees. Then by Saturday, mostly sunny sky conditions will see high around 20. Sunday, a slight chance for snow showers, cloudy skies, high around 26. Then by Monday, partial sunshine develops, we'll see high of 30. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 20.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning and welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show on this Thursday morning from my Saginaw Spirit Home Studio, brought to you by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty. For all of your residential and commercial real estate needs, let Linda go to work for you. 989-295-7713. Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty, located at the Point, M46 and M47 in Saginaw Township, where you'll also find Cafe 476 and its delicious soups and foods and beverages. Open phones this hour, whatever you'd like to chat about. 989-752-6111. Toll free inside the state of Michigan, 866-790 WSGW. And Tim from Hemlock didn't make it on last hour, but he's back this hour. So, Tim, we'll start with you, and good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art. You sound relaxed this morning with all these calls coming in.
Always.
Well, always. I've got 3 real quick things. The one thing was the gentleman that called in and said that Putin, I can't quite go that far on any of that kind of stuff. The other one was the last caller, and his topic was, shoot, I'm getting a 68-year-old brain freeze. So I'll go to the retirement. That gentleman was a little off on the retirement. He said he didn't pay any retirement taxes. When they first put that through, the Republicans under Snyder, every retiree with a pension would pay taxes. Then they graduated it so that only retirees born after January 1st, 1953 would pay the full 3%?
Yeah,
you would if you work 4.4.
Yeah, but you're forgetting something. You're forgetting something. Not every pensioner would pay taxes, because if their income wasn't high enough to meet the threshold, they wouldn't pay taxes.
What's the threshold?
Well, whatever the number is. I don't know what the number is, but it's just
I didn't think there was a threshold. I just thought it was based on age.
Well, but you have an income. When you pay income tax, you have to make above a certain amount of money to pay, because of all the deductions that are put into the system. So if you didn't make enough, even with a pension, you wouldn't pay for it. Now, that's not a large number of people. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. It's not everybody. You can't use that blanket term.
I know I paid 4.3 or 4.
Yeah, well, so did I. So did I.
And then the thing that got me is she's trying to lower taxes, and somebody's complaining about it because she has political purposes for it.
It was put in for political purpose, and now it's put there for political purpose. It goes away for political purpose. Isn't everything with political purpose these days?
What was that? What was the last caller though? I really did freeze up. I wanted to say something about it.
Let me look and see who it was. Maybe that'll help me think about it. Just a second here. Let me see.
I'm glad to know that you can't remember either.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a listen. I got you by 10 years. What are you talking about? Mark in Bay City. Mark, what were you talking about?
And what was his topic?
That's what I'm trying to remember.
I guess we can't.
Oh, well.
But anyway,
gone.
For the taxes, if you make a certain amount of income, you pay the normal thing just like you work. And guess what? I was born on January 25th, 1953. So if I would have been 1 year earlier, it would have been graduated a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyhow, good talking to you.
Same here. Have a good one. Happy birthday, by the way.
Bye. Oh, thank you. Bye.
Bye now. All right, let's talk to Roger in Fairhaven Township. Roger, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Lewis. Good to hear you on the radio.
Thank you, sir.
I heard on an earlier broadcast on your station today that Justice Stephen Breyer is seriously considering retiring.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's been very much in the
and that
news.
the President Biden has pledged, whatever, to nominate a black woman
Right.
immediately. I don't know if he's listening. In case you are, Mr. President, here's my suggestion to you. Michelle Obama and Whoopi Goldberg.
Well, I can only do one. pick one. I listen. It's funny you bring that up because it will generate a lot of speculation like that, and it's always fun. But one of the ones being speculated about, maybe in the same vein, is Kamala Harris, because people are saying, well, okay, she's a woman of color, and she gets her out of the White House, so they don't have to figure out what they're trying to do with her, and her low approval ratings go away, and there's a big advantage to the president nominate her to the bench. Whether that'll happen or not, I don't know, because there are 3 jurists that have been named that apparently are in the running, but you never know. You never know.
Well, the thing with the vice president is that she is a woman of color, yes, but she is not of African American heritage.
Yeah, but I they keep touting her as a woman of color, and that's the way it is.
We're all people of color. I have a color.
Yeah, well, that's true too. Okay.
But I thought Whoopi Goldberg, she's got a big mouth. She knows how to debate because she proves that when she's on the Q program, and she hates Donald Trump.
Well, yeah, she does that. I don't know that that'd be a qualification, but yeah. Well, the one thing about this right now is no matter who Joe Biden nominates, it's not going to change the court like happened under Donald Trump. Donald Trump changed the court. He had 3 picks, and it changed the complexion of the court. This one will not change the court an iota. Not one little sense. None. It's going to stay.
I'm all in for Whoopi.
It's going to stay 6-3. All right. Personally, I like Michelle, but that's all right. Good
She's got
talk.
great arms.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Thanks a lot. Take care, Roger. Bye-bye now. Chris in Saginaw. Chris, good morning.
How are you, Art?
I'm fine. How are you, Chris?
Not too bad.
Good.
In relationship to the Supreme Court nominee, I'm a conservative, and I really don't care who they put on because, like you said, it's not going to change the makeup of the court.
No, realistically.
And I
really
feel that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead and finish.
Well, I feel that this is an opportunity for less arguing with the nominee and coming up with all kinds of crap.
Well,
Trump's nominee.
Yeah, I would think.
I think it's going to fly through. Tell you the truth.
I think you're right because I think, although, well, let me put it this way: there'll be some shenanigans in the beginning because they feel they have to, But the reality is, this nominee should make it through fairly unscathed, assuming that it's one of these jurists that have been talked about, because their records are known. They're not going to be changing their views. And the Republicans know it isn't going to change the court. So you may be right.
Their qualifications as the ones that are currently sitting on a bench seem to be pretty damn good. Okay?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So, yeah, like I said, I'm a conservative. Thank God that Trump had the opportunity to pick the 3 that he did. So, but hopefully it flies through, and I really think it will.
I hope it does too, because I think we've had enough of the contentious battles. I think we're all burned out on that.
Now, the conspiracy theory, though, is they put the vice president in, and then Pelosi and start the document 25 or whatever it is to get rid of Biden, and then she becomes president.
Yeah. That would. I like that. That's funny. That's funny. Good deal. All right.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, but
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks, Art.
All right.
You
Take
got
care,
a
Chris.
birthday coming up?
Yeah, a week from Saturday.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Take it easy, Art.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye now.
Bye.
All right. We're going to take a pause. Lines are open for you. We're going to take a pause here. And also when we come back, we're going to hear from Terry Henney, who is out in Mount Pleasant. And we will find out what he's doing out there when we return after these notes.
Your career takes flight when you join the winning teams at Soaring Eagle and Saginaw Eagles Landing. The premier gaming and entertainment destinations in Michigan are currently hiring for a wide variety of positions for all levels of experience. Visit us online at SoaringEagleCasino.com for a full list of openings and learn about all the benefits and the new $15 an hour minimum wage. Apply today at Soaring Eagle Casino Resort and Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here always giving you the deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Uplift Creative Center, Joyce's Purple Palette, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened higher after news that the economy was recovering at a much stronger than expected pace at the end of last year. The fourth quarter gross domestic product expanded at a 6.9% pace. Fewer people were applying for unemployment benefits last week. The number of new claims declined to 260,000. McDonald's earnings were weaker than Wall Street was expecting, though its sales were up from a year ago. Meta Platforms, the former Facebook, is selling its crypto operation. Silvergate Capital will pay about $200 million for the crypto operation. Tesla reported upbeat earnings and sales for the recent quarter, though Tesla will not launch any new vehicles in the near term, so it can focus on those already in the works. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Biden's massive spending plans and taking money out of your pocket, but you can fight back against runaway inflation by sheltering your IRA or 401k with gold through Birch Gold Group. This is Stephen K. Bannon, and I'm proud to be a customer of Birch Gold. Join me. Birch Gold has created a free info kit on protecting your retirement with gold in a tax-sheltered account. Just text the words SHELTER to 989898. Text SHELTER to 989898 and learn how to shelter your IRA or 401k with gold.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
WSW online poll, the United States, Russia, Ukraine. In response to concerns, Russian President Vladimir Putin may direct an invasion of Ukraine. President Biden is considering the deployment of U.S. troops to NATO allies in that region. Says the United States has an obligation to help defend NATO countries.
We have a sacred obligation under NATO, and we believe it is also in our interest to support our eastern flank countries.
Because Ukraine is not a NATO country. Though the president says we have a great concern about what's happening there. The Biden administration officials say the goal is to show unity and strength within NATO and deter Russian aggression against allies in that region. Russia's denying any plans to invade Ukraine and actually has said the West is doing nothing more than stroking tensions. Poll question, would you support troops being sent to NATO allies in the Ukraine region to help defend against any Russian aggression? You vote yes, you vote no, you vote I'm not sure. Vote by going to WSW.com. You scroll down the homepage, find the poll box, and you can vote that way.
The Morning Team Show. Weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Check out the WSGW Sports Broadcast page on WSGW.com. Want to know when and which WSGW station you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football? Click on the Sports Broadcast box on WSGW.com.
We are broadcasting today from
Resort. This is day number 2 of the 8th annual Great Lakes Crop Summit going on here at Soaring Eagle. It was a busy day yesterday with quite a few speakers. This morning, the keynote speaker a little bit earlier was Chad Paulman. He's with New Wave Technology Partners, and they were talking a lot about agriculture and hacking, security, cyber security when it comes to agriculture. Very interesting topic. This morning we'll have a little bit more on that when we have the farm program here a little bit later on. Other folks will be talking about insights into consumer challenges, and they're going to be talking about tar spot in corn, farm income taxes, where we are now. Eric Sawatsky with Yo and Yo will be speaking to the group there as well. Our coverage brought to you today by the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil. Remember, if you want to take your diesel to a new level, you contact the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil. They've got the solution for you. More reports coming up.
All right, Terry, thanks. We will hear from Terry again later on in this hour. All right. Our lines are open for you at Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111, dial 989-752-6111, toll free 866-790 WSGW. Yeah, the speculation on whom will be the nominee for the Supreme Court to replace Stephen Breyer. I really, I believe the president his word when he said he's going to nominate a black woman, so I believe he will. But I think that the hearings will be far less contentious than they've been in the past. They say among the likely contenders are the U.S. Circuit Judge, and this one is the name that comes up on top of the list all the time. The contenders are U.S. Circuit Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. She's on the Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia. And she was also, by the way, a former Breyer law clerk. Another name, Leandra Kruger, is a justice on California's Supreme Court. Jackson, formerly a district court judge in Washington, nominated by Biden to the U.S. Circuit Court, confirmed by the Senate in mid-June on a 53-44 vote, including 3 Republicans. She succeeded Merrick Garland, who left the appeals court bench to become the Attorney General. And it's, it would make sense that someone of her stature, if not herself, would be nominated to the bench. But again, politics being what it is, all this talk about Kamala Harris, comes to the forefront at a time when her ratings are low, the midterms are ahead, the party's trying to figure out what they're going to do. Many believe that if Biden puts through what he says he's going to do, a black woman on the bench, will actually help him in the midterms. Now, my personal opinion as a political observer for many, many, many moons, I'm not sure anything he does on the court will do much for the midterms. We are pocketbook voters. And if, as predicted, inflation stays where it is or goes higher, shortages continue to be what they are, that's how we vote. I don't think the midterms are going to be swayed very much about anything that he does unless he can figure out how to fix inflation. And that isn't going to happen unless he can figure out how to fix the supply chain crisis. They haven't done that. So I think, I think the midterms are going to be governed by our pocketbooks, as typically most elections are. Now, there obviously are, forefront issues out there in which single issue voters will always vote on, and one of those is abortion. And of course, depending on what the Supreme Court does, we don't know where that's going to be come midterms. So there are people who will vote single issue. Doesn't matter what the economy is doing. Doesn't matter anything. It matters whether you favor or don't favor their position on that issue. It's understandable. At least they have a cause. But that's the way they vote. But for the majority of Americans, they vote on their pocketbook because that's what affects the most people. And in my opinion, and it's a guess, in my opinion, the midterms, and they do this historically, will not favor the party in power. So we'll see what happens. Ken is in Saginaw. Ken, good morning to you.
Good morning. How you doing, Art?
We're doing fine, thank you.
Good. I just wanted to suggest you and all the listeners watch a Senate hearing called The Second Opinion, where they had all these doctors, nurses, scientists on there giving their opinion of the COVID. Might open a lot of eyes to what's really going on out there. Some of it's how they stifled hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin. It's pretty interesting where some of these doctors even broke down and tried to cry because the doctors wouldn't let, or in the hospital wouldn't let them prescribe the medication that they knew they needed.
Now, where is this?
It's on OAN. They had their second replay of the Senate hearing. It's a 5-hour hearing hosted by Ron Johnson. So it's very interesting, and all the data that they've got, it over a lot of things, and you can get your own opinion of it then. But sometime Sunday, I don't know the time, but it was on again last night at 8 o'clock. Very interesting.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay.
Thanks. Take care, Ken.
Thank you. Bye now.
Bye-bye now. Yeah, this is, I really think that the American public, as a general statement, is getting burned out on COVID. I really, truly believe that. We've reached a point where enough's enough. And it just, I'm hopeful that this Omicron variant, being so contagious, whips through the population so quickly, as it's done elsewhere, and then it falls off, and we get back to some kind of normalcy. I said yesterday I was at the Snowfest in Frankenmuth, and I was talking to John Shelton from Zenders, and I said, here we are in this huge tent. It feels normal again. And this is what they're trying to do, is bring back some degree of normalcy. So, I mean, it's affected a lot of things. And by the way, speaking of that, if you hockey fans out there, you Saginaw Spirit hockey fans, the Saginaw Spirit tomorrow, Friday, will have a game at the Dow, which was not on the schedule. It is because of rescheduling in the Ontario Hockey League. The London Knights are coming to town a day early. So they will play Saginaw both Friday and Saturday. Now, Saturday's tickets always sell well as the Shocks and Saves game, and that won't be an issue. But there is a game tomorrow night. Tickets are available. You can give the Spirit a call if you want to go. It's the London Knights, and Cam Baber will be back in town, the former captain of the Saginaw Spirit, who got traded to London. And it'd be a good night. So tomorrow night and Saturday, London, back-to-back at the Dow Events Center. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will get to Jerry in Saginaw. But let me tell you about my insurance agent. You've heard me talk about him. Tom Soreski. He's an Allstate agent at the Soreski Agency, because I've been an Allstate customer for a long time, since the 70s. And Tom's been my agent for a lot of years. And I enjoy talking to him because he understands my needs. And he and his staff put together plans for me that fit my specific needs. That's what they'll do for you because they're good listeners. You can visit the agency at 6185 Tittabawassee Road in Saginaw Township or call Tom at 989-497-0300. I'm going to give you that number later on because I want to tell you something right now that's important if you're looking for work. Tom's agency is in search of 2 additional highly motivated full-time professional employees. The agency is up 26% again this year with no end in sight, creating an immediate need to increase the staff. If you have insurance background, wonderful. But if you have no insurance experience, it's not required because they will teach the right candidate. If you're professional, goal-oriented, and self-driven to excel and looking for a new career opportunity, to work for an agency that cares for its clients and its employees, update your resume and call Tom to schedule an interview today. 989-497-0300. 989-497-0300. You're in good hands with Allstate. Even better hands with the Sereski Agency. Give Tom a call today.
It's a new year and time for a new look. It's time for you to trade in those old glasses and get that new, fresh, stylish look for the new year. And don't forget, it's also important this year. Even if you have always had perfect eyesight, it is always a good idea to have regular eye exams. Schedule your appointment today and let them take care of your eyes and help you find that amazing new look for the new year. They have early morning and evening appointments to fit your schedule.
To make an appointment with Dr. Cox, Dr. Kazmarek, or Dr. Engel at their Saginaw and Hemlock locations, call 792-8686.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
AbbVie.
This is important news. If you have unfiled tax returns, the IRS is shifting gears and ramping up investigations on non-filers this year. If you failed to file your tax returns for a year or more, or you owe back taxes, now's the time to call Optima Tax Relief before the IRS finds you. Optima is America's #1 most trusted tax resolution firm, specialize in helping individuals, families, and businesses get right with the IRS. They're experts in the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, a powerful new program that can make resolving tax issues easier. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, Optima's award-winning team has helped thousands of people protect their paychecks, bank accounts, homes, and businesses to rest, resolving over $1 billion in tax debts for their clients. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188. 800-364-9188.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You and your phone have been through a lot this past year. It's been your lifeline to the world. And now some big wireless company is telling you got to buy a new phone from them and sign their contract? They don't control you. With Tracfone Wireless, you can keep the phone, number, and network you already have. Already got a 5G phone? Keep that too. Because Tracfone runs on America's best networks now. Plus, we've got unlimited talk and text smartphone plans starting at just $20. Tracfone Wireless. Now you're in control. 5G nationwide access requires a 5G capable device. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Hello, Michigan. I'm John Gonzalez.
And I'm Amy Sherman. We've got big news.
We're back! And you can join us Sundays at 1 p.m. as we once again go behind the mitten.
We'll take you to every corner of the state, sharing the stories that make Michigan great.
Find a hidden gem or a new favorite spot that might be located right in your hometown.
We'll go above the bridge and taste our way across the state.
Join us Sundays at 1 p.m.
right here on 100.5 and 790 News Radio, WSG.
This is the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios, 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Let's get back to our phones. Jerry is in Saginaw. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Art. Hey, I don't get to listen to you that often, but is Carl doing okay?
As far as I know, a couple of weeks ago,
calling in?
not recently, and the reason is he called a couple of weeks ago and said that he needed a break, so he's taking a break. One of these days, I expect he'll call back and say, "Okay, the break's over," but he's doing fine.
Okay, because I know he kind of thinks like I do, but that's
Oh, well, that's good though. That's fine. Listen.
I know it.
That's what. Listen, I got to tell you something. I would be bored if everybody thinks just the way I do. That would be boring to me. I like to talk to people who disagree on some things, agree on other things. I mean, that's nature of the beast,
Well, I'm one to believe what's the truth, and that's the thing we don't.
Here's the problem with that. The problem today is everybody's viewing the truth through political eyes. So the truth for one person through their political eyes is not the truth of another person through their political eyes. And it's hard to pick out what is actually the truth anymore. And that's too bad. That's too bad.
Well, would you believe the only one that stole the election was Donald Trump?
I believe. Listen. There are.
Pardon?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying they're showing that they did try to do some stuff to steal the election. But
yeah,
anyway.
no, and I don't disagree with you on that.
Okay.
I do not disagree. First of all, I have said many, many times on this show that I don't buy the notion that there were enough irregularities in the election that would have changed it. Now, every election has irregularities. Let's understand that. There's always problems. But to the degree that Donald Trump was seeking to find them, I don't agree.
Okay. The other, we're talking always about inflation and gas. There isn't one gas station that doesn't have gas, and the only reason the prices are up, these oil companies are gouging the American people.
Well, it's a world market commodity product.
Well, yeah, but they're pumping just as much as they did. They're very close. So why has the price jumped up that way? Because they can do it.
Because it's a world market.
Yeah, well.
Yeah,
I know it. But
well, if you know it, you know it.
You
can't bend the truth to get it your way.
Yeah. One other thing, you had a guy talking about Covenant Hospital, like he didn't believe that people are that sick or something. I know a nurse that works there, and they are sick.
Well, I know the heads of those. I know the heads of those hospitals, and they're up to their eyebrows trying to figure it out right now.
Absolutely.
So.
They don't, and it's just, I don't know why people.
Again, because they see through their glasses, the rose-colored glasses we all wear. We want to see it one way. We want to see it our way. So, all right.
But he's indicating they're lying.
That's both sides do that, though. All right. Have a good one.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye now. And Susan in Bay City before I take a break here. Susan, good morning. Susan, where are you? No, Susan. All right, I'm going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll get to Roy in Mount Pleasant right after these notes on the Art Lewis Show.
As a Blue Cross Medicare member, managing your medications from home is simple. With our easy-to-use prescription, you can get the medicine your doctor prescribes from your local pharmacy or even delivered by mail. For the trusted care you need and want, Blue Cross will be here with more convenient ways of getting it. Like we've been for more than 80 years. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card. To learn more, visit bcbsm.com/senior options.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. It can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug. It's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, N-A-V. Clean nose, healthy life.
Puerto Rico is the new go-to destination for investment opportunities, and Impeller is the new online tool that connects investors with innovative projects seeking capital on the island. Impeller takes the guesswork out of investing in Puerto Rico, surfacing the insights you need to make informed decisions and empower your investment portfolio. Visit investpr.org/impeller and set up your account today to see what the island has to offer. Impeller, your hub for investment opportunities in Puerto Rico. Powered by Invest Puerto Rico.
Hey, Jim! Thanks for coming.
Never miss one of your dinner parties. How's the new job?
We're growing fast, and I stopped working weekends thanks to how much smoother everything runs on NetSuite by Oracle.
Fantastic. We're still using QuickBooks.
Why haven't you upgraded to NetSuite?
We're making QuickBooks work, sort of.
Shh, watch your language. The kids are right there. Sorry, Amy. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your finances. HR, planning, budgeting, and more. NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. And 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since upgrading from QuickBooks to NetSuite.
Yeah, sounds like it's time for me to switch to NetSuite. Over 27,000 businesses already use NetSuite. For the new year, NetSuite has a new financing program for those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/radar. Head to netsuite.com/radar for this special one-of-a-kind financing offer on the #1 financial system for growing businesses. netsuite.com/radar.
WSGW, your source for local news and information in the 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
Broadcasting today from the 8th Annual Great Lakes Crop Summit at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort in Mount Pleasant. Yesterday, day number 1, full of exciting speakers. The guys learned a lot, guys and gals here in the farm community. Today, a number of featured speakers this morning. We highlighted a couple of them here in our last report. Coming up, they're going to be talking about how to manage the threat of the Brazilian growth on your farm. South America playing our commodity prices right now, and a little bit of insight will be provided to our producers right after lunch. They're also going to be talking about climate, being climate smart agriculture, all about the weather. Lots of featured speakers, lots of different topics, and it's all going to be covered here at the 8th Annual Crop Summit, brought to you by the Michigan corn growers, the Michigan wheat growers, and the Michigan soy growers. Our program brought to you today by the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil. If you want to take your diesel to a new level, get more productivity, and have to upkeep, you want to be contacting the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil. More reports coming up next hour.
And we'll look forward to it, Terry. Here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show continues, and go back to our phones, and Roy is out in Mount Pleasant. Roy, good morning to you.
Good morning to everybody.
Morning.
Hey, I had a couple of questions for you, and I'll take them off the air. Number one is, how much equipment is required for you to broadcast from home? And the second question is, how much is involved in cost and everything? And do you need a 220 line to charge these electrical cars at home? Thanks a lot. Now take your answer off the line.
All righty. Thanks. Okay, let's start with the first question about what it takes to broadcast from home. It's the exact same equipment that I use when I go on remote, to a point, and then I'll explain that. I have a unit called the Access Unit. It is Wi-Fi enabled. and also has a built-in mixer so I can control levels of microphones and things like that. It hooks up to Wi-Fi. So when I'm at home, I have my Wi-Fi in my house that I use, which is a high-speed Wi-Fi. And I also have equipment here that I don't take on remote. I have interface equipment for my computers so that I can feed audio and get audio from my computers. And then on top of that, I have a big computer screen in front of me, which I split screen when I'm broadcasting. On the right side is a program that allows me to communicate with the radio station. And on the left side is our streaming feed, which I didn't turn on. There we go. Then I have a computer that is hooked up to our studio computer, and I can control our studio computer from this computer sitting next to me. Then I have a computer that I keep my email up on so I can scan that during the breaks. And then I have an iPad tablet, which I write notes on to myself so that I keep track of breaks that I have to do, topics I want to talk about, to-do list, what the hours are going to be. I write notes on this iPad. And then I have printers and other accessories, but they're mine. They're not the station's. So basically, it doesn't take much really to broadcast. This unit, the access unit, I could take it apart, take the head unit, which is the Wi-Fi connection unit, which also has a mic jack on it. I could plug it in, strap it over my shoulder, operate it on a battery, and have a jetpack in my pocket, gives me Wi-Fi, and I could walk down the street anywhere in America and broadcast. It's that easy. There's no great science to it. The other question was, does it take 220 to charge a car? There are different systems. Some cars will charge on 110, but it takes forever. The 220 systems are faster, provide a bigger charge quicker. So you could get away with not having a 220, but most everybody that's going to have an electric car in the future and is going to use it a lot is going to have a 220. So that's as much as I know. There you go. Let me see. John is in Bay City. Is that right? John, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
You're just a whiz bang there with all that technical stuff. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, so am I, because I didn't start in the industry with all this technical stuff. You had to learn to keep up with it.
You're really way ahead of a lot of us. Art, I just want to go back on a show you had a week ago, and I didn't come in on the beginning of insurance companies providing people with a refund. Could you explain that again, please?
Oh, you're talking about the Michigan Catastrophic Fund refund.
Yeah, that's the one.
Right. It's a $400 refund, and it's estimated that the checks should probably come in May. The Catastrophic Fund has until, I think it's March 9th, to provide the money to the insurance companies, and then the insurance companies will refund it to you. And you had to own an insured vehicle prior to October 31st of last year.
Okay.
And on October 31st, it needed to be an insured vehicle.
Okay, we should all get that then.
Most everybody that owns a car that was insured will get it. Absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
The ones that won't, there are those people who, for example, they put their cars in storage in, say, early October, and they put on just a storage liability type insurance. They will not get it.
I see.
It has to be an operational car that's on the road, or a car that's insured to be on the road.
Okay. Well, good. Well, listen, I appreciate you going back, and I caught the end of that show, and I didn't really understand exactly what was supposed to happen.
That's it. You should get your money.
And on your previous callers mentioned that we could maybe make the vice president the nominee for the Supreme Court. I think that would be an outstanding idea, except I don't trust her around the block.
Well, but look at it this way. Look at it this way. If you don't trust her around the block, that's fine, because on the court, she's not a solo act.
Well, I guess that's a good point, isn't it?
So, all right.
Thanks, Art.
You
I
bet.
really enjoy your show.
Thanks. Take care.
Right.
Let's talk to Hound Dog up in Ogama County there. Hound Dog, how are you?
Can you hear me now, sir?
I can hear you now.
I just wanted to make a few goofy comments. Yesterday, when you were at the Frankenville or whatever, Frankenville Snow Fest,
Yeah.
you talked to the Sugar Queen, and she said sugar's bad. That made me blow milk out of my nose.
Yeah, I stopped her. Remember, I said something about it to her.
You said sugar's only got 16
Calories
a tablespoon.
Yeah, teaspoon or whatever it is, tablespoon. Yeah, but it was comical because she misspoke. I felt sorry for her.
No. And then she said she's going to be a nurse, supposedly.
Yeah, that's what she's studying.
Yeah. So yeah. But I'm just kind of a jerk. But I'd like to hear that retired third generation medical marijuana smoking seed farmer give us a puppy report. I agree about that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying.
Yep. All right.
And I once had a parrot named Polly, and Polly swallowed my watch, and now Polly ticks.
Have a nice day, hound dog.
Yeah, thank you, sir. You got a great show.
Thanks.
You deal with it. Okay, thank you.
I appreciate it. Bye now. The hound dog lives up in Oklahoma County, and calls once in a while. It's kind of fun. All right, that's gonna do it. What does it say here? EV related submitted this year to the MAB. I'll have to look, and I can't do it right now, but got a little note there about electric cars, I guess. We're going to take our last break, and then we will be back to close out this edition of the Art Lewis Show.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. So good, you gotta try it. With Straight Talk, you can get our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month. Now with unlimited high-speed data, plus 5 gigabytes hotspot data, and no contract, with nationwide 5G on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot for your data when you can get unlimited for a whole lot less? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
This is a crime alert from James Finch, former Assistant Director of the FBI's Cyber Crimes Division.
Your home's title is the only document that... And now, cyber criminals are able to forge our names off our home's title and claim they own it. It's a nightmare crime. Watch a video of a former cyber thief who now trains police, show how it's done, and how Home Title Lock could have stopped him. Visit HomeTitleLock.com/radio. HomeTitleLock.com/radio.
Is your current home loan the right fit for you? Your historic low rates may be a great reason to refinance, but when matched with an expertly chosen loan from Loan Depot, you could be saving money and paying more towards the bottom line. Call a Loan Depot loan officer and ask about our 27-year Smart Term loan or our 10-year ARM loan. Get a great rate matched with a great loan by calling Loan or visit LoanDepot.com. At Loan Depot, home means everything. Rates are subject to change. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing opportunity. NMLS number 174457. Licensed in all 50 states.
Mi gente on air.
The United Auto Workers are an important part of our community, and Local 668 has a rich history in the Great Lakes Bay region. I'm your host, Larry Rodarte, and this week we talk with UAW Local 668 President Tony Mann and their history and contributions to the community. Join us.
Mi gente on air. Sunday evenings at 8 on WSGW and online WSGW.
Sunday, it's the championship round of the NFL playoffs as we bring you a special doubleheader. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew for all the action. First, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs host Joe Burrow and the Bengals in the AFC title game. Then, two division rivals battle each other for the NFC championship when the Rams take on the 49ers. Who will advance to Super Bowl 56 in Los Angeles? Hear the playoff picture unfold right here.
This Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, that'll do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back with open phones the first hour tomorrow, and at 10 o'clock tomorrow, we'll talk to Mike Stoddard from Westside Decorating about paint and wallpaper. All of that tomorrow. Stick around now for Focus. We focus on the HBA, the Home Builders Association of Saginaw.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios.
This is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM.
This is CBS News on the Hour.
your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kathan. You have to go back to 1984 when Ronald Reagan was president to find a time when the economy grew like it did last year. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger on the new report from the government.
For all of 2021, the U.S. economy grew at a 5.7% pace. That is the highest annual reading in almost 40 years. Certainly a welcome relief from the 3.4% contraction in 2020.
The retirement of Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer gives President Biden historic pick. CBS's Weijia Jennings.
With the president's approval rating at an all-time low over inflation and his stalled Build Back Better plan, appointing a black woman to the Supreme Court would be a campaign promise kept and a much-needed political win.
The Kremlin says the U.S. written response to Russia's security demands falls short, but says the door is still open for more talks on Ukraine. In Washington, CBS's Nicole Skanga has the latest on fresh efforts to guard against cyber attacks.
The Biden administration has issued voluntary guidelines for the nation's water sector following several cyber attacks to critical infrastructure. The EPA will invite water utilities to join a new pilot program centered on monitoring and sharing information about cyber threats.
There's a UN call to help Afghanistan regain its economic footing, but CBS's Cammie McCormick says it comes amid warnings about the past.
The Special Inspector General for Afghanistan, John Sopko, said over the spent $146 billion on reconstruction, at least 30% of it wasted or stolen. We have seen this movie before. Much of the problem's been a lack of oversight, and now there are no troops on the ground or a diplomatic presence. We cannot continue to do things like we did in the past. He said if assistance ends up in the hands of the Taliban regime or other bad actors, it would be a tragedy.
A storm system's forming that could bring blizzard conditions to parts of the Northeast over the weekend. WCBS TV meteorologist John Elliott says temperatures will plunge in much of the South.
You have temperatures in Orlando below freezing. You have the potential for wind chills in the teens through parts of Florida and up into parts of the mid-Atlantic.
38-year-old Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger is retiring.
Football has been a gift, and I thank God for allowing me to play it.
That's his video he put out. He's a two-time Super Bowl champ. Wall Street right now, the Dow is up more than 500 points. This is CBS News.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
As a Blue Cross Medicare member, you can expect access to care as soon as you need it. You can schedule appointments for checkups or routine care at a time that's convenient for you. You can also call our customer service team to ask for information and get the help you need. With Blue Cross, it's easy to get the care, tests, or treatment you need whenever you need them. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card. To learn more, visit bcbsm.com/senior options.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan Mack Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 22 degrees at 11:04. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. One has been charged with sexually assaulting a child. 23-year-old Dedrick Lewis of Saginaw is accused of the assault, which allegedly took place at a Saginaw location between October 1st and the 12th. Lewis was previously convicted of robbing a Frankenmuth Township McDonald's with a BB gun in May 2016. He spent 2 years in prison before being paroled in August 2019 and released from parole in 2020. Lewis is currently charged with first-degree criminal sexual conduct with a victim 13 or younger, accosting a child for immoral purposes, and using a computer to commit a crime. He has a preliminary hearing February 16th. The Saginaw County Department of Parks and Recreation is looking for more than 30 people to fill positions for summer employment. The department is accepting applications now for park ranger or supervisor, lifeguard, and more. Pay depends on the position, but generally varies between $12 to $18 an hour. Hours can be part or full-time, also depending on the position. Applicants must successfully pass a physical, criminal background check, and drug screening. Training courses, including first aid and CPR, are required. The summer work season takes place between May 16th and September 5th. Applications can be found online at saginawcounty.com/parks and are due no later than March 1st. Tickets are now on sale for the return of Eat Great Winter, a unique food and beverage event in heated pop-up igloos at Bay City's Wsgw's in Williams.
Eat Great Winter is scheduled for February 27th through March 1st. The event debuted in February 2020 to help continue the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational's mission of building strategic partnerships through culinary programming and community engagement. Eat Great Winter guests will receive 8 courses as well as beer and wine from some of the top culinary destinations in the Great Lakes Bay region. Each of the 3 evenings, guests can enjoy the 1-hour, 45-minute dining experience inside heated igloos. The 28 igloos feature 1 table accommodating up to 8 guests. Event officials are working closely with local and state health officials to ensure proper safety precautions are in place. Tickets are being sold on a per igloo basis for $600 plus taxes and fees. Tickets are expected to sell quickly. For more information and to buy tickets, visit eatgreatfoodfestival.com. Ann Williams, News Radio, 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News Time, 11:07.
At Wildfire Credit Union, our team will tell you that everything we do is for our members because it's about you always.
Recently, I was working with a member to purchase an auto loan and saw an opportunity to help them save some money. By refinancing their credit card, them over $600 a month. This is one of the many ways that we deliver outstanding service to our members.
Delivering marvelous experiences, saving members money, providing personalized service, going the extra mile. That's Wildfire Credit Union. It's what we do every day. Find out for yourself. Call 800-227-2328. Click on wildfirecu.org or come by any Wildfire location to experience banking the way it's supposed to be, where it's about you, always. Wildfire Credit Union, distinctively better. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. These are actual in every situation.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Crews with the Detroit Water and Sewage Department are working to repair 75 active water main breaks. Water Department spokesman Brian Peckinpah says there have been about 150 breaks in Detroit since early January due to the sustained cold temperatures. The final number for the month could be the most in the city in the past 3 years. Peckinpah says between 3 and 10 breaks were being fixed per day over the past 2 weeks. Since Sunday, temperatures in Detroit have reached no higher than 27 degrees, while overnight lows have dipped into the low teens and single digits. Legislation to cut the personal and corporate income taxes have been approved by the State Senate Finance Committee. West Michigan Senator Eric Nesbitt sponsored the bill.
This legislation, very simply, provides tax relief to all working families here in the state of Michigan and lowers the personal and business income tax rate to 3.9%, along with providing a $500 per child tax credit.
Legislators say the cuts will help struggling families, seniors, and other individuals and will encourage business growth across the state. Those opposing the business tax cuts say it may lead to higher prices for consumers. The legislation now goes to the full Senate, where passage is expected. Motors says it wants to add more than 8,000 technical workers this year. The Detroit automaker is looking for software, computer, mechanical, and electrical engineers, as well as battery engineers, cybersecurity experts, and others. GM says it's expanding teams that develop vehicle software, engineer hydrogen fuel cells for non-automotive uses, and develop new battery designs. New hires don't necessarily have to work at the Detroit area. GM has a policy that allows employees flexibility to work where they want when the work permits. COVID-19 vaccine clinic is being held in Saginaw Township today. The clinic takes place until 3:30 this afternoon at the former Sears building at the Fashion Square. It's drive-through only. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. We'll see a few scattered snow showers possible late today, otherwise mostly cloudy skies with a high in the upper 20s. Breezy winds out of the southwest around 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting as high as 30. And for tonight, we'll see decreasing cloud cover with a low around 5 above. Friday, mostly sunny skies, a high around 15 degrees. Then by Saturday, mostly sunny sky conditions, we'll see high around 20. Sunday, a slight chance for snow showers, cloudy skies, a high around 26. Then by Monday, partial sunshine develops, we'll see high of 30. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 22.
Now, as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW from my Saginaw Spirit Home Studio. I'm Art Lewis, and our program brought to you by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at roofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. Again, let me do that again. 989-859-6751. RoofMax with 2 X's. And that's a perfect lead into what we're going to talk about today, because I have missed this for the past couple of years, having broadcast from many of these. The home show, the Home and Garden Show, is coming back to the Ryder Center this year. And to talk about it today, and I'm sure she's happy about it, we say hello to Michelle Rivet from the Home Builders Association of Saginaw. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning to you. I am so excited about this event.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I can't tell you how I've missed it. It's one of my favorite things to do. And it's been gone for a couple of years because of COVID. So why now? What was the decision to bring it back?
Well, we are able to bring it back. As you will probably recall, we had a shutdown the week prior to our event back in 2020.
Yep.
And so 2021, of course, we could not have it, and this year we are allowed. So come out on March 9th. That is when the Home and Garden Show is at the Ryder Center. But today I'd really like to talk about exhibitors.
Yeah.
And we are open for registration for exhibitors at this time.
And I was going to bring that up anyway, because first of all, I have to ask, do the exhibitors have to be members of the HBA?
They do not. In fact, you had mentioned RoofMax. I believe they are going to be an exhibitor of the show.
Excellent.
At this time, they are not a member of the HBA, but we would love to have them, of course. We have a lot of different types of vendors at our show. And so just call the HBA to inquire, but they can be members, they can be non-members, they can be folks from the Saginaw Valley Nursery and Landscape Association with landscaping and gardening. So we accept anybody.
And let's talk about the dates. When is the show?
The show is March 19th and 20th. So Saturday, 9 to 7, 11 to 5.
And the cost for exhibitors, I don't want to get into the dollars, but it's based on how much floor space you use, right?
Yes. So we have booth sizes, 10 by 10 booths. So you have 1 booth, 2 booths, 3 booths, of course. They go up from there. And we do give discounts on 4+ booths. So we have booth space available. We have sponsorship and advertising available. We'll have a scavenger hunt that our attendees can participate in. That's available. So that can really help showcase your business a little bit more. If folks can come to your booth and either talk to you or find something about you with the scavenger hunt.
So let me ask Michelle, and we'll get back to the show, but the members of the HBA, given the economy, given the labor problems, given the cost of goods and services, given the supply chain issues, how is the HBA doing? How are the members doing?
The members are in there. We're doing pretty well. Of course, we all have challenges. It's just not the home building industry. It's everybody. And so you just have to manage the best you can. Most of our remodelers, most of our builders are very busy still. But we do see a change happening sooner probably than later with everything that's happening with the economy, inflation, interest rates, starting to rise. So I really want to encourage people to come out to the show, exhibitor-wise, and be in the room. And because business is good now doesn't mean in the future, and so
nobody
we're
knows.
really encouraging that.
Yeah, nobody knows. All right, Michelle, hang on. I've got to take a break, and then we will come back. We're talking to Michelle Rivet from the Home Builders Association of Saginaw. More ahead.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. Be sweeter than that.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
With this week's Spirit in 60, I'm Joey Batano. While the Saginaw Spirit prepare for a very busy week this coming night in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, when the Spirit take on the division-leading Sioux Greyhound. Puck drop is scheduled for 7:07. Spirit will make their first trip to Budweiser Gardens on Friday night in London, taking on the Knights. Game time for that game is at 7:30. The Spirit return home to the Dow Event Center on Saturday night, taking on the London Knights for the first time this season, and will welcome back former captain Cameron Baber for his first game back at the Dow Event Center. This is also the 14th annual Shocks and Saves Night. The Shocks and Saves charity game between the Detroit Red Wings alumni and local area doctors, physicians, and first responders will take place at 3:30. For more information on Shocks and Saves, visit for fundraiser tickets, log on to saginawspirit.net/group sales and use the group ID Shocks and Saves 2022. With this week's Spirit in 60, I'm Joey Batano.
And one change to that Spirit notification, the league has changed tomorrow night's game. Rather than travel to London, London is coming to Saginaw tomorrow for 2 back-to-back games at the Dow Event Center. Plenty of tickets available for tomorrow night. London comes to town both Friday and Saturday.
What's the one way the top 1% sustain generational wealth? Chip art. And now Masterworks is revolutionizing the art market, allowing everyone to invest in works by iconic artists like Picasso, Banksy, and Monet, so you can invest in million-dollar paintings without being a millionaire. Key Networks listeners receive priority access to their newest offerings. Get started at masterworks.art/key. See important disclaimers at masterworks.io/disclaimer.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. That's AUDA.
Broadcasting from the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios, 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we were expecting Terry Henney, but I don't hear him. So I assume that we'll get that later. We are talking to Michelle Rivet from the Home Builders Association of Saginaw County. Coming up March 19th and 20th, the 60th annual event, although there was a 2-year hiatus because of COVID, and that is the Home and Garden Show, back after 2 years, and Michelle is beside herself. Oh, but it is so good to have it back. So tell us what the layout is going to be, because a number of years ago, when the home builders joined partnership with the Nurserymen's Association, it changed the complexion of the show, I thought, for the better. And how is that working out?
It's working out wonderful. So the Saginaw Valley Nursery and Landscape Association, they have partnered with us once again. So you'll see the beautiful garden display they have planned, and some of their vendors and landscapers, gardeners. So I think it's going to be beautiful.
Michelle, let me ask, before I forget to ask, for potential exhibitors, where can they go for information on the exhibit space and everything? Is there a website they can get to?
Website, it is SaginawHomeshow.com, or they can go to the HBA, the Home Builders Association of Saginaw, HBAS.org website. They can contact the HBA through phone or for email. So there's a lot of different ways to get this information, but the SaginawHomeshow.com is going to be our primary home show website for not only exhibitors, which is up now, but also for attendees, probably within the next 30 days or so.
Because eventually, once you get all your exhibitors, you'll have a floor map where everybody's located and everything.
Yes, yep. And so we do have a floor layout right now for exhibitors to choose. So you can choose your booth as you register and sign up. We have about 200 booths this year. We have probably 120, 30 left at this point. We just started advertising heavily for the show. So every day we're in, so we're very excited about that. But anywhere between window and door, building supplies, decks, pole barns, roofs, insulation, you name it, you can come and join the show.
And for the public, what kind of show hours are you going to keep? You know yet?
So, yep, on Saturday 9 to 7, and then Sunday 11 to 5. So March 19th and 20th.
And the
9 to 7, 11
cost
to 5.
to the public?
$6, but on the SaginawHomeshow.com website, we will have a $1 off coupon that they can print and bring that with them.
And the show really, I mean, you got to allow yourself some time to walk around and see everything, really, don't you?
You do. And again, this year we're going to bring back some food vendors. So somebody can come and have some lunch or have some dinner and maybe some beer, wine, refreshments, and just kind of hang out and take some time to go through and get familiar with some of the vendors that we have.
Well, it's always it's always a fabulous show, and the Home Builders Association of Saginaw is a great organization. But you're not stuffed with members right now. You can use more members for the association. Let's talk about that. What does it take to be a member of the HBA?
Well, anybody that supports the housing industry should really be a member. We do a lot legislatively. We do a lot of advocacy, grassroots efforts when it comes to building codes, building regulations, safety, etc. in homes. And so with the building supplies coming up and raising, we really want to make sure we can maintain affordable housing for our public. So it's really important to support that if you are in the housing industry and in business, period, because we do support you, our members, when it comes to the things that you have to deal with regulation-wise and code-wise, especially within the.
Well, it's always a pleasure to deal with the HBA, particularly you, Michelle, the Executive Officer of the Home Builders Association of Saginaw. Let's remind everybody as we leave today, those businesses that might want to exhibit at the Home and Garden Show, March 19th and 20th, what should they do?
They can call the HBA, 989-793-1120. They can visit the SaginawHomeshow.com website or the HBA website. But yes, we are looking for exhibitors. We're looking for vendors. The most important thing is you just have to be in the room and people remember you. I've had exhibitors come back and say, somebody remembered me from 5 years ago and they contact me for flooring, for example. So really, it's important to be in the room, especially after the last 2 years of being away, and just building relationships with those that are looking for home remodeling or.
And obviously for exhibitors, the faster they get in, the better the choice of floor space.
Of course, yes.
Yep. So do it now. Don't wait.
Yes.
All right, Michelle, we're looking forward to it. Can't wait. March 19th and 20th, the Home and Garden Show returns to the Ryder Center at Saginaw Valley State University, their 60th annual overall. Michelle, thanks for being with us today. Whoop, where did she go? She left already. All right, Michelle, thanks. Oh, there you are. I didn't hear you.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for being with us, dear. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Michelle Rivet, she is the executive officer of the Home and Builders Association of Saginaw. Let me see if we can get Terry Henney back here and tell us what's going on in Mount Pleasant. And then we'll take our last break and be back to close out after these notes and hopefully Terry Henney.
Extraordinary care in the Great Lakes Bay region. You know just where to go.
Oh yeah, Covenant Healthcare.
But when you need to decide whether to go to emergency, urgent care, or your primary care provider,